Welcome to another exciting episode of the Throne of Angel video blog. We'll call this the Winter Soldier edition. Man, I cracked myself up. So, before y'all ask, I've got a great case of tendonitis, otherwise known as tennis elbow. For those of you who don't know, essentially the tendons up in here, they tear, they rip, they separate from the bone. They do random things when you overuse them. I'm going to say this is a culmination of too much mouse and too many weights. But it's on the mend. I know this because I can sleep at night. About a month ago, I was unable to. However, that's not what we're here to talk about, is it? No. I'll knock it off. Oh, man, as always, I almost forgot. I am your host, Mr. Derek Osborne, here to show you a world in miniature. Today, this world is called Umbra Turris. It's a great little game by our friends over at Spellcrow. Y'all may know them from their orcs and various add-on parts for a sci-fi army game set in the far future. I said that far four times, right? Four times far future of Earth, also known as Terra in that universe. But they have their own product line that is fantasy-based. Little skirmish game, like I said, called Umbra Turris. We're going to talk a little bit about this today. So this is just going to be a quick intro, not a review. I'm going to show you guys a few models, some of the stuff that I am working on. If you follow the Throne of Angels Facebook page, you'll have seen some of these in the past. Right? Today we're going to look at specifically the Hobgoblins, and we may look at a Dyniaq or two. I'm assuming I'm saying that right, based off of how it's spelled. I have a whole pile of Dyniaqs over here. We'll look at a couple of them because they're probably my favorites. Very unique looking little dudes. They're very much like my buddy Jack, who drove shotgun / navigator with me a couple of times back and forth as I was moving from Georgia to Kentucky. But what can I tell you about Umbra Turris? First thing is first. It is a small scale skirmish game. Play with a warband, effectively. So 5 to 7 models. They can have different alignments. They can be part of different guilds. There's a whole bunch of stuff that kind of goes into the game, and it's got a nice, small, compact little rule book. Quick, easy to set up. Quick, easy to play. It plays on a 2-foot by 2-foot table. It comes with really awesome things like terrain cards, quest cards, magic cards, but we'll get into that in a minute. So, essentially, we're going to talk a little bit about what it takes to get started. We'll do another couple of videos a little later on. One, we'll talk a little bit about the game in depth, and two, I've got a new guest host coming on the way, new to miniature gaming. We'll meet him next episode, but we'll definitely do a gameplay video. We'll do a couple of battle reports, possibly. No promises. You guys know how bad I am about battle reports. I play a lot of games and forget to set up a camera. So, with that, let's take a little bit closer look at some of these models and some of the artwork in the rulebook, shall we? Here we are, top down as usual. First thing is first, the rule book, right? So we got this nice little rule book. It's very compact. It's got some great artwork in it, right? To me, it's really kind of a good throwback style, but there's a couple of unique styles in here that are a lot of fun, right? I just flipped open to a random page. There's pretty much all black and white on the inside. Now, a lot of this stuff you'll find on their website that is colorized, but again, there is a lot of artwork throughout the book. But like I said in the intro, we are not doing a full review on this game. It is just an introduction. So, Umbra Turris, what is it? It is, they call it a fantasy skirmish game. Well, that's exactly what it is. It's a fantasy skirmish game. This is a starter box for the said fantasy skirmish game. 6 models, Hobgoblins. I love these guys, and I'll tell you why in a minute. You got supplemental boxes. Terrain, quest, magic. Cool thing about these boxes, obviously, they've got cards in them, right? Yep, cards. So we've got cards, beautiful artwork. Coloration is really solid, right? They've done a good job. This is what I would consider a top-notch presentation. But every single one of these boxes also comes with, look at that, extra models, woohoo! So we get some barrels and some boxes, a couple of chests. That's in the terrain box, right? And these things are, I mean, quite frankly, pennies. Same thing with the quest, same thing with the magic, right? You get a bunch of cards. Each one of these boxes has a bunch of cards. Obviously in the quest deck there's a whole bunch of cards. And then you get quest tokens. Oh, sorry, out of frame. Looking at these, we're looking at probably, man, I don't have any idea what those round things are. But the other ones are cool. Look at that. Those are so cool. So the round things, let's get the cards out of the way. Way to go, Oz. We'll block the camera. So they are some kind of double-sided manhole cover, right? No, that's probably not it. I don't have an answer for you, but that's okay. Don't need to have one right now. We will talk about it a little later on if it is necessary. But essentially, it's a quest token. Can't get the cards back in. Magic. Everybody loves magic, right? Look at that. Tons of cards. Tons of cards. So, magic, basically you got items. Some of them are instant, some of them are permanents. What does that mean? Well, it's all in the rules. We'll talk about it later. And then you get a little monster in there. Look at that. This is a summon. Yes, there is summoning in this game. Wicked cool, right? Summoning. Here, we'll let you look at that as I put the cards away. Because the Hobgoblins. I love the Hobgoblins. Why do I love the Hobgoblins? Because they remind me of the goblins from Labyrinth. Right? So this is one I painted up. I think I'm going to repaint this guy. I'm not sure I'm terribly sold on the green skin color. So I might go back over him. I did start a couple of them in a beige, which will highlight up to, that's actually not beige. What is it? It's a kind of a burnt umber. So did a couple of those in that color. Like I said, I plan on highlighting these up to basically a flesh tone. So lots of great detail on these models, right? Remember, we've talked in the past, Oz, what do you like about a miniatures game? To start out with, it has to have good models with good poses. If I don't have good models with good poses, and I mean realistically, how well can you pose an ugly ass worm thing? But if you don't have good models and good poses, I have zero interest in the product. The one thing that I like about the stuff that Spellcrow is putting out for Umbra Turris is not only do the models have a lot of really solid and strong character, they do have good poses, but they have kind of a throwback feel. Kind of take me back to when I was playing early fantasy battle in high school, some of the old school Dungeons and Dragons models that I used from Ralpartha. So, again, like I said, a ton of detail in these guys. Look at that. Badass. So awesome. Now, we're going to look at a couple of Dyniaqs, because these guys are arguably some of my favorite models of all time. So characterful. These dudes are little pumpkin head guys. Look at that. How badass is that? That's super badass. If you don't agree, I don't care, because I think they're super badass. It does look like, however, his bow might be broken. If that's the case, I'm okay with it, because there's not a little piece inside of the... See, there's no extra piece in there. May or may not be broken. Don't know. Could be a miscast. Not fretting too terribly much, because it is still wicked cool. Oh, here's this one's great. I love this one. So this basically is a knight. Look at that. A knight in shining armor with a pumpkin head. so killer. So again, the Dyniaqs, they're arguably my favorite models right now, kind of in any game on the market. They're just so much fun. And they're tiny, right? They're basically halfling size. So if you read about them in the story, they're pretty powerful little dudes. I'm not going to spoil anything for you right now, because I want you to actually, hit the link at the bottom and take a look and explore a little bit. We'll talk obviously more about the game. We'll do kind of a full set review in the near future. We'll go through some gameplay. We'll actually do some gameplay, and we will get a little bit more running for Umbra Turris. Now, the really cool thing about this game is it is actually, you can play it miniature agnostic, right? If you got some fantasy stuff lying around that you really want to use for something, this is a great book to pick up. I've got a bunch of stuff from Confrontation. I'm actually painting a warband right now alongside my Hobgoblins and 25 other things for Umbra Turris that is guild oriented, right? Like I said, you've got alignments, you've got guilds, you got a number of different ways to build out your warband, and we will talk about that the next time we talk about Umbra Turris. So, with that, there's your quick intro. Let's go ahead and hit that wrap. Dropping that wrap. Well, that was fun. It was quick. Like I said, quick videos are the best videos. I like to keep mine between 12 and 15 minutes. We'll see if we can't score that out. But again, like I said, small scale skirmish game. We are looking at 5 to 7 models max for your little warband to get going. Again, RPG light. Some flavor of what I would say probably 2nd edition D&D. It's not as crunchy as what it was when I first started playing, or at least what I remember when I first started playing when I was in elementary school, but that was a long time ago. So, my memories could be a little skewed. Anyways, Hobgoblins, Dyniaqs. Palmer's going to be rocking some orcs. I don't know if I've got anybody else online to play Umbra Turris here, but I am excited. I've been kind of buried in this universe for a little over a year now. As I said, there's a lot of great fluff online. Go check it out. Link obviously is below. With that, we're at the end of another one. So I will see you guys hopefully in 2.